is done. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Stephen Ofori.
Wow, thank you very, very much, Tomasia. That was a great inspiration. In fact, you are the best person for this job. Best person for this job, and I really appreciate you. And I appreciate everyone for being here. It's been a great honor having you here, your time, your bundle. Trust me, I don't know how much you believe in yourself, but trust me, if you are here, I want to tell you that I believe in you. I don't know how much you believe in yourself, but I believe in yourself so much. I believe in you so much. And God bless you for coming here. Wow. Now, I want to start by saying this. You see, the world will always make a stop at a place called outstanding. The world will always make a stop at a place called extraordinary. And so you see that in a world where you have a lot of people playing football, the world have chosen to put its spectacles on some players. Why? Because of their extraordinary mark. You find people singing in all sorts of corners, but the world decides to break the news on some people. Why? Because of their extraordinary mark. And so I say this, the congratulations of the world is tied to extraordinary things. I'll take that again. The congratulations of the world is tied to extraordinary things. And so today, this is what I will do. I will introduce to you something which is ordinary and something which is extraordinary. And then I will leave you to make a decision. Are we good? I would introduce to you something which is ordinary and something which is extraordinary. And I'll leave you to make a decision. Now imagine walking by the roadside and seeing a big billboard saying that, congratulations, Steve Ofori, you have a brain. How does it sound to you? Outrageous, right? Because then it means that then we will all have billboards for ourselves, because as we are here, we all have brains. As we are here, we all have brains. As you are here, we all have brains. Now imagine turning on your TV set and then you see breaking news. Creative Ofori can think. How does it sound to you? Outrageous, right? Because that means that then they would have to break the news for almost every one of us, because man is by nature a thinking being. As the eyes is to sight, the ears is to hearing, the brain is to thinking. And so to every human being, there is a level of thinking going on. And that is ordinary. And so if you are here and you have thoughts, if you are here and you have a brain, I want to sarcastically say that congratulations, you are human, because it is ordinary to have thoughts. But you see, there is a higher dimension. There is an extraordinary mark that you can give to your thoughts. I've given you the ordinary thing. Now there is an extraordinary thing that you can do with your thoughts. And that is why we are all gathered here today. You see, we can all come to a place where now you can direct your thoughts to be able to respond to any aspect of life. You can direct your thoughts to be able to speak to useful places of life. And that is the place of ideation. That is what we call an idea, the extraordinary dimension of your thoughts, where you are able to direct your thought to be able to respond to life. What are you responding to life? It helps you to respond to the duration of life, the where of life, the placement of life, the when, the how, and the why. And so I define idea as what? The directional dimension of your thoughts. Because you are able to direct what your thought. You are not just a thinking being, but you have the ability to direct your thought to be able to speak to various aspects of life. And that is what we call an idea. And so the first definition of an idea that I will give is that an idea is the directional dimension of your thought. And we all know that to every direction, there is a likelihood of a destination. And so you are able to now gather your thoughts and place it somewhere, and not just for placing sake, but to yield usefulness. And so that brings me to the next definition of an idea, that an idea is thought in purpose. That means that you are able to gather your thoughts to be able to speak to usefulness in life. The third thing is that an idea is thought under control. In the idea creation process, you are fully responsible of your thoughts. And so you see the definitions I've given about an idea. And so if you are here, you want to tell your neighbor, oh, I don't know who is there in your room with you, but you want to say that, come up higher with your thoughts, come up higher with your thoughts. There is an extraordinary dimension to your thoughts, which is the idea creation, and which is the idea. Okay, so I've given you the map. This is a map of what the thought is and what the idea is. As I've laid this clearly, a thought is ordinary, and man is by nature what? a thinking being. And so thought is everywhere. But you see, because of the directional dimension of an idea, ideas are somewhere. Idea is somewhere. And so you find ideas strategically positioned at various aspects of life. So this is a map of thoughts and an idea. Now follow me closely. And I've mentioned the extraordinary dimension of your thought being an idea. How do you start it? How do you ignite it? What is the ignition? How do you start the whole idea process? Now, if you are here and you are afraid to sit on the table of problems, I'm shy to tell you that then you do not deserve of the feast of ideas. If you are here and you want to enter into the room of idea creation, you must walk through the hallway of problem identification. Because as it looks, every idea is a solution to a problem. And even in this generation, it would amaze you to know that even problem identifiers have become hotcakes for our corporate world. People who are able to identify problem, because companies have realized that it is in the identification of problem that you can bring up a solution, or in quotes, an idea. And then you go to the financial side, you realize that sometimes companies will not be doing well in their finances. They will bring different strategies, but it is not working. Why? Because the problem is still there. The idea that they are bringing, whatever strategy that they are bringing, is not speaking to the problem. And so you must come to a place of understanding what the problem is to be able to even generate the idea. And so you have to master the art of problem identification, even to ignite or to start any idea creation process. And so financial institutions will bring people called auditors. What are they coming in? They are coming to tell you that this is wrong with the organization, this and that is wrong, this and that is wrong, because it is in the identification that the solution or the idea will be viable. Let's go to our health sector. Technology has even come to invest in problem identification instruments. And so you go to our health sector, they have diagnosis tests, they have things they can put on you to tell you what is wrong with you. Because if they are not able to identify the problem, no matter the experience of the doctor, he will not be able to give you a solution. Do you understand? And so you realize that you go to a doctor and then he has to know your problem. Otherwise, he will not know what idea of a solution he can give to you. Now, let's move to our mechanical side, into our automobile industries. Now, technology has also introduced problem identification instruments. And so you go to the fitting shop and then they put diagnosis test on your car to tell you that this is wrong with your car. Because if they do not know the problem, you see, in the olden days, when you go to the fitting shop, they go like, starting, Dunjano, put on, starting, Dunjano. And then they'll go on to even give a solution which does not respond to the problem. So you go home and realize that the problem was more than there was more than what you took to the place. And so problem identification, you must master the art of problem identification to be able to start your idea creation. I hope you are not here. If you are here, not afraid of problems. And this one takes time, it takes energy, and it takes the right mindset. You must be able to see problems as opportunities. If you are here and you are not able to see problems as opportunities and you are always running away from problems, then you are afraid to start an idea. Trust me, because every idea is a solution to a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we are all active on Instagram. But there is a powerful man behind Instagram, one of the co-CEOs. His name is Kevin Systrom. Before he came up with Instagram, he understood the problem. He said he had to understand the problem because this was the statement he gave. Finding the problem is the hard part. And so we say that mobile photos does not look so great. Uploads on mobile phones take a long time. I'm unable to share photos to multiple services at once. So it was in his understanding of his problems that he was able to come up with the idea of Instagram. And so you see it, so if you have 30 years to bring up an idea, trust me, spend 29 years to understand the problem you are trying to solve, and you will need only 1 year to bring up the idea. And so this is the quote I'll give. The magnitude or severeness of the problem triggers the urgency in ideation. I'll take it again. The magnitude or severeness of the problem triggers the urgency in ideation. Now, this is a problem I've also realized about people in terms of idea creation. They adjust the problem to fit the idea. Sometimes people think that they've gotten so great an idea that they have to go and look for problems for the idea. No, please. It is the other way around. People would say that, hey, I've gotten an idea of selling this, or doing this delivery in this particular place. But those people in that particular place, do they need that delivery services? And so we tend to massage, we get a great idea in quotes, and we now massage the problem so that our idea will be perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, rather adjust your idea so that it can rather speak to the problem. Don't adjust the problem to fit the idea. Otherwise, your idea will also become another problem. I hope you get me. Otherwise, your idea will also become another problem. Now, after you have mastered the art of problem identification, ladies and gentlemen, there is a certain art that you also have to master, the art of looking. And in this space, you have to master the art of looking inside and looking outside. Don't get confused. We are going in there. What do I mean by looking inside? Now, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we think that anytime you get an idea, in its very first instance, it must be perfect. It must be the best of it all. But ladies and gentlemen, sometimes the idea will come out as a mess. The idea will challenge your thinking. And so I say that idea is not, it becomes. It is progressional and refines in reflection. And so there is a refining process even in idea creation. And this comes in reflection. And what is reflection? Reflection is an inward activity. So you have to learn how to look inside of you to be able to refine that idea. And so reflection is one way of looking inside of you, even in the idea creation. And most of you, I know you can bear with me. There are a lot of times that reflection has saved you. That you got down, you sat down to reflect on the idea. Will this help? Will adding this help? Will doing this help? We got time to reflect, and that was how we refine our idea. Now, number 2, pay attention to your emotion. That is another way of looking inside, looking in. Pay attention to your emotion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are here and you know Sam Smith, now this young man, once upon a time, had a very big, you see, he's a songwriter. Sam Smith is a songwriter. And then so they always look for inspiration to write songs. But you see, once upon a time, this man had a broken heart. Right? He had a broken heart. And then he was supposed to write a song. Now, you know what? The broken heart inspired this man to come out and spill out what he was feeling. The broken heart, he wanted a way to bring out his pain. And that was how he came up with the song, Stay With Me. And you see, this song got out to bring him like 4 Grammys, and this is his biggest hit ever. Why? Because he paid attention to his emotion. Sometimes it is how someone made you feel in the sense of your happiness, your joy. Sometimes you can bear with me that even you being joyous brings some level of energy in you, and then you end up start formulating things. And so you must be able to look inside of you. And another way of looking inside is to pay attention to your emotions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you are here and you know a recycle bin, I'm sure we all do, on your laptops, on our phones. You see, a recycle bin, what is a recycle bin? Usually, these are things that you have deleted, things that in quotes you thought were not useful. And so you decided to put them at a particular place, discard them at a particular place. But you see, technology is wise. You realize that some of these things that we throw away, we will come to have need of them. And so it doesn't delete them absolutely. It put them in a place so that one day you can just go back and look inside. Now, your brain also has a recycle bin. And sometimes our rejected idea can be your next solution. And so another way to look inside of you is to go into the recycle bin of your mind. Have you had any instance where some idea that you had some time that you let go, something that you caught some time ago that you thought, oh, it wasn't worth it, and you let go, you picked it up again, and it helped you in your next target? The recycle bin of your mind. You must be able to use the recycle bin of your mind. Now that we have been able to learn about looking inside, can we look out? Because idea is spread all around us. And I say this, your eye, your ear, and your nose are Wi-Fi for ideas. The things that you see will inspire your idea creation process. The things that you hear will inspire. Sometimes even the fragrance that you hear has a way of stimulating your idea creation process. And so learn how to look out. Learn how to watch around. Learn how to look out. Now, the second thing I will say about looking out is minimize the island syndrome. Some people think that if you want to create an idea, set yourself apart, lock yourself at a corner, don't look anywhere, because an idea there, it has to be you. It has to belong to you. Don't look anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say this and say this again. Minimize the island syndrome. Like an island, don't set yourself apart. Sometimes you have to speak to someone. Sometimes you have to hear what others are doing about it. Sometimes you have to know the trend that is going on about that problem. And so let's learn how to minimize the island syndrome, and let's learn how to peep. Sometimes if you can even close one eye and just look at it, it's not wrong. It's not wrong at all. So this is the art of looking out. And even in this same case, I'll add something to it called obsession with novelty. This is also an error that I have found. Obsession with novelty. Novelty stands for newness, originality. Some people think that an idea there, anytime you give the idea, it shouldn't be heard anywhere, that no one has done it. I was in a conference last week and the man said that anytime you get an idea, about 100 people also will get the same idea. And so I don't want you to get idea constipation. If you are obsessed with newness, you get idea constipation, because whatever you think is new, someone has already started it. Someone already has the idea. And so I don't want you to get idea constipation, even in this. And so let me introduce to you another form of newness that comes with idea creation. You see, sometimes even improving an old idea can be newness. The newness can come in the form of how you improve the old idea. And so I give an example here. The Uber system that we see around is an improved version of the taxi system. And so you see how someone picked an old idea and improved on it, and that in quotes has become newness. And so if you are up here obsessed with novelty, obsessed with newness, originality, you realize that you always get idea constipation because you get stuck. You cannot move, you cannot flow. Sometimes you have to look at what is going on, and just the newness can be in the form of how you improve the old idea. I've given the taxi and the Uber example, so you can just add up and you put it in the chat for me. Any old idea that you know that got an improvement and has become new in quotes, just add it to the chat for me. Now, in idea creation process is wholesome. There is a wholesomeness dimension to idea creation process. People who think that in ideation, it is just the function of the mind. It is just the function of the mind. Ideation, idea, like I started in the beginning, that yes, the thought, the directional dimension of the thought is, but there is a wholesomeness dimension to it. You see, when you catch an idea, it originates from the mind, but it will cause your leg to move to a particular place and speak to someone, watch what is going on somewhere, and even cause your hand to touch some things that will refine the idea. And so in this case, I say that in ideation, the mind originates, but the body collaborates. In ideation, mind originates and the body collaborates. And so this is the wholesomeness dimension. And so if you get an idea, don't let it just start with the mind and end with the mind. Learn how you can use your feet. Welcome your feet into the idea creation process. Learn how you can walk to someone. Learn how even your mind can come into being. You can speak something that will even help you to refine your idea. Learn how you involve your ears, even in the idea creation process, that you will hear something that will cause you to refine your idea. And so idea creation is a wholesome process. Now, you see, from all that I have said, you have come to know that it is not easy to create an idea. Coming up with an idea is not easy at all. And so we must come to a place where we will safeguard our idea, where we can protect our idea. And in this case, I will tell you that don't overtrust your memory. Don't trust your memory. I've realized people will say that I've gotten an idea. Oh, I'll remember. Have you ever been to a room that you try to get something from the room? You go to the room and you forgot. And now you had to walk out because you had forgotten and come back in. I don't know when else. Because why? Anything that you forget, you lose the ability to get. There are many of us that have lost great idea because we forgot about it. We forgot about it. We started it was in our mind. We were keeping it. We forgot about it, but we lost the ability to get of the benefit of that idea because we forgot about it. And so I repeat, whatever you forget, you lose the ability to get. So what do? Learn how to write it down. Even the Bible says that vision that you have, write it down. Learn how to write it down. For me, what I usually do is that sometimes the fastest way I do is just pick my phone and then go to the notes and then just put it down in whatever way. So just learn how to write it down. You can even use sound. Sometimes you can just do a recording of it and just put it there. Sometimes gestures can help you. But you see, it does not end there. Learn how to organize your ideas. You know why you not up there's some of the ideas that you have written that you have not attended to them because you didn't even give that value to where you wrote the idea. Some of us, we pick some sheets of paper somewhere, we write one or two things, and then we just put it somewhere. Learn how to organize your ideas. People have built shelves for their ideas. The attractiveness in how you even organize your ideas will even push you to attend to it. And so even as you are writing the idea, learn how to organize your ideas. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you see, idea is something that is expensive. I've given you the extraordinary dimension of your thoughts, which is an idea. And so you have to, in this age, learn how to put a price on your mind because an idea is a currency. People's idea have fed their generation. People's idea have taken them to places that they never thought they would have been. And so do not give your idea cheaply. Do not give your mind cheaply. Learn how to put a price on your mind. Some of us have given out some of the most expensive ideas ever by just talking because we did not know the value of that idea. And so even if you are here, I want to encourage you, put a price on your mind because an idea is a currency. Number 2, do not be activity rich and idea poor. Young man, young woman, we will see you here. Tomorrow we will see you there. You are up here, you are down there. Everything business, you are inside some, but you have no idea. You are activity rich and idea poor. This is an error in the generation that you must avoid. Do not be activity rich and idea poor. Number 2, do not also be idea rich and activity poor. You have brought up ideas over and over again, but you sit at the same place. You do not do anything about it. The wholesomeness dimension of idea creation is not there. And so I said, do not be idea rich and activity poor. And so that is how I end my presentation. And I say this is the end of the presentation, but the beginning of your exploits. Take on the world with your ideas. And I'll end with what I began with. The world will make a stop at a place called outstanding. The world will make a stop at a place called extraordinary. The congratulations of the world are tied to extraordinary things. Idea creation is the extraordinary dimension of your thoughts. God bless you for joining me. God bless you for your audience. And thank you very much.